Okay, I'll turn it down so we can start the video. Okay, so this is actually an LP that I'm playing that belonged to my mother that's probably like over 50 years old. I have 3 of her reggae LPs here. So, of course, a part of your homeschooling curriculum is studying world history. Then we live in the United States, so we study American history. Then we live in Texas, so it is required that we study Texas history, civics as well. But because we're homeschoolers, we have so much freedom to dive into other cultures that we're interested in. So one of our favorite cultures is Jamaican culture. I am a first-generation American. Both of my parents are from Jamaica. My mother she was born in Jamaica, lived there until she was 12, and then she grew up outside of London in England. So she's very British, but that culture, her mother and father still had that culture and raised her as a Jamaican, British person. You know, she had a dual citizenship. So she didn't come to the United States until the 60s. So I was raised in a very Jamaican home. All of her friends were Jamaican. That was just who she felt comfortable around. And a lot of them had come to Jamaica, to Great Britain, and then they might have made it to the United States. So that was kind of her circle. So I was really only around people that were not of Jamaican heritage when I was at school, and that was big fun too. I got to try good food that we didn't have at my house, and my friends couldn't wait to come to my house to have curry chicken, rice and peas, and all that good stuff. So anyway, my mother died when my first child was very young, and then before the last 2 children were born. So I have to instill that culture in them. It's so much of who they are. My husband is African American. He loves the Jamaican culture too. So we deep dived into Jamaican culture, and the wonderful thing is it's like we did it as a unit study. So I have 3 different children on 3 different levels, and you can make it fit for any of your children. So I'll just show you some of the things that we did for our study of Jamaican culture. So like this would be, you know, just the Jamaican flag, and then just some vital statistics, where the country is located, the language that they speak, English, and then we speak our patois language too, so no know what we are talking. And then like little facts that they can remember, like there's almost 3 million people on the island. Small, I mean, I live in the Houston metropolitan area, and we have 6 million people just here. I can tell when I'm on the road. And then I found this book from my mom that she had I want to bet she probably had it since she was in Jamaica. And this was a great resource to use for our unit studies because it had so much information that I could call about the politics of Jamaica, when they got their independence from Great Britain, which was the anniversary just passed. It was August the 6th. I think 1962, and then just some of the historical figures that were really important in Jamaica. That's Norman Manley. He was really important for one of the 2 political parties that formed in Jamaica once they got their freedom, their independence. And then my favorite person, Marcus Garvey. He started off as a printer, and then because he was so into reading and literature and learning about other cultures, he just had so many ideas about how to free all men. Like whoever, he would travel to Asia, he would travel to South America, and just try to look around and see how can we make this life better for everyone. And he wound up coming to New York and joining the civil rights movement of African Americans in the 60s. So my son actually, who is quite an orator, which Marcus Garvey was as well, actually did a monologue where he dressed up, because Marcus Garvey was always dressed in a 3-piece suit with his pocket watch. Well, my son actually dressed up and did a monologue. So that was so much fun. He got to use his acting skills while taking that history in and then performing it for other children, and then that was like a visual for them where they would remember the information as well. So that was where we studied the politics. We studied the music. The most famous Jamaican musician, I think hands down, is Bob Marley with his reggae music. We talked about religion. You know, Christianity is very prominent in Jamaica, but also there's the Rastafarian religion, which is very prominent. That's where the Jamaican people that wear the dreadlocks, it is not for fashion. It is a part of their religion. And then we also know that, can you see what he's doing there? That's a part of their religion too. Marijuana, which now, I mean, it was so relevant to now because here on the US scene, cannabis is being legalized everywhere. We lived in Colorado at the time when cannabis was made legal, so that was a huge discussion we had. So that linked up with when you discuss Jamaica, because the Rastafarian religion has always said that marijuana was medicinal. Okay, so and then it had we also went over some traditional like Jamaican folk songs. You could also include, if your children are artistic, the different woodworking and then paintings as well. It just had, you could just do so much with it. For my younger kids, you could just have like younger kids memorize facts, like I said, go deep dive with other ones. And then another thing that was so much fun was, everybody knows Jamaican food. Jamaican food is so yummy. So we made a traditional Jamaican dish. It's called the national Jamaican dish. Ackee and saltfish and then we had with fried dumplings and boiled bananas. So I have some footage of that I will include. But this is just, you can take anything that you want to study, make it fit for your kids. I have kids on 3 different vastly separate levels, and you can make it work for all of them, included in your daily chore of even cooking your meal. All right, so the video you'll see is of me cooking, and I'll have a photo of the items that I used. So you'll see that the items that I use, if you wanted to purchase them, they have the recipes on them. I am first generation American, didn't grow up in Jamaica. I did my best. You Jamaican sisters out there, leave any tips on how I can make my meals better, but my kids love it. Okay, they are brown on that side. I'm gonna turn the vent off. You hear me? So it's almost time. See how they've risen a little bit with the top on because the heat was trapped in there. It's kind of like a way to bake them, but on the stove top. So they're almost the perfect brown. There we go. You don't want to over cook them because then you want them to be soft. So it takes, look, it only took 3 minutes because I had the fire up high, but it's something you don't walk away. You watch them closely because you want them to remain soft. All right, there we go. Oh my goodness, these fried dumplings, they are gonna literally last less than 15 minutes in this house. My 16-year-old is on his way home. He better hurry. Okay. And then this will be like the rest of the 1 minute. And then I'll turn it down. Now I'm going to turn it down because I want that side to brown even slower. So all's good. There's our fried dumplings, our ackee and saltfish, and our callaloo with saltfish. Oh goodness. Yum. What else do we have? We have the fried dumplings, and we also have some boiled green bananas for the gluten-free eaters. And that's good. Okay, I'll show you our completed plates when they're all done. Thank you. They smell good. Thank you, Nathaniel.
Yeah.
You're just hovering, right? You're waiting to get your dumplings. I get it. So they are ready. It took just maybe another 3 minutes, so 6 minutes in all. And I put them in a bowl with a paper towel in it to help drain the oil.
Oh, that's why you always pick.
That's why I put it, yeah, because we have to fry them in the oil. But we only want to eat as little as possible.
Yes.
And I forgot to show, once I get these out, my rice and peas. I'm also, in addition to this traditional Jamaican meal, I am also making baked barbecue turkey legs because my husband, he is of African American descent and does not like the fish dishes. So he likes the Jamaican rice and peas. So there's my Jamaican rice and peas that I've made. And then in the oven, that's what you see, that 375. The oven is going with turkey legs that are barbecued. So he'll have that with the rice and peas and the gravy. So whenever I make our traditional Jamaican dish, I have to make something else for him because he just doesn't do fish. Okay, now I'm going to plate it up and show it. You're fine. Okay, so here's the finished dish. Ackee and saltfish, callaloo and saltfish, fried dumplings, and green banana. That's me. All right, enjoy. You can do it. Bon appetit.